Welcome to the Pageantry PodCast.
And today's very special Pageantry Podcast guest, U.S. American Elite Ms. Heather Almager. Heather,
Yes.
thanks for calling in today.
Hello, how are you? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you here today. If you're ready to jump into our interview, I'm all set.
Absolutely.
What has the title of U.S. American Elite Ms. meant to you?
You know, it's meant a lot. And I did not know until after the title was given to me for next year that this is going to be the only title, the only Elite Ms. We are transitioning to a Mrs., which I'm super excited to crown a Mrs. But, just being the only Elite Ms. and, it working with my platform, Crown Beyond Cancer, it's just been that much more special because I'm the only one to have this title and, use it for a better, further than what I wanted to ever imagine to do.
And the first, I don't want to say the last, let's just say the transition title.
Yes. It's bittersweet. I mean, it would be really neat to see, another Elite Ms. crowned, but being the only one to ever have this, I'm like, I'm retiring. It's mine.
Explain the feeling of capturing the national title when you heard your name called on stage.
Oh goodness. Okay. It was a million emotions. I looked around, looked over at my husband, and he, everybody was like, your husband's face was priceless. I have competed before and at state levels and, didn't place in those. And I was looking for a system that was about what I stand for, being genuine and being me. And this was it. And to capture it, it just meant that much more because I showed my true genuine self. I went in to interview my genuine self. I was able to speak from my heart, nothing rehearsed. I love my coach and she's wonderful, but just coming into this and being able to capture just speaking from my heart and being about what I stand for and speaking on it meant that much more.
Describe the meaning of the Infinite Eight for those who do not know.
The Infinite Eight. Oh, we are us especially, the Infinite Eight is going to continue because we are the 8 title holders for representing U.S. American Miss, but we are the first ever Infinite Eight. So that just means, we were the beginning of it all. We are the start of it. We are setting the standards for the girls and, hopefully give them something to, push to try and, do what we're doing even more, go further with it and just be one of the infinite for the rest of, as long as the pageant is going.
You definitely have a lot of inaugural titles.
Yes, we do. We do. The first Infinite and the only Elite Ms. So pretty special. I'm super honored.
And you're no stranger to pageantry. No. What have you learned about yourself through competitions?
I've learned that it's not only a crown on my head. My platform is Crown Beyond Cancer. I went through a cancer battle and overcame that. And, it's made me grow in so many ways, being able to talk to women. It's not, I'm 39 years old and some women look at this and they're like, am I too old to compete? I'm a Mrs. And I just feel like it has given me like that voice to help to tell women, that you're never too old. There's systems out there for everyone. And it means that much to me beyond any crown on my head, and just having the voice to, speak to women and let them know you're more than a disease. You're more than, anything that could ever come your way. You can overcome that. And pageantry gives you that voice to talk to other women too. And that's my biggest thing with this is being the voice. And the crown does give you a bigger platform to speak on that, but you yourself are more than that.
And I preach that every day here at Pageantry Magazine. But as you brought it up, one thing I do want to touch upon is your platform.
Yes.
Crown Beyond Cancer. Can you give us an overview, why you founded it, how long it's been around, and what it means to you and what it can mean to the industry?
It was founded, I was 29, went to my doctor, and the doctor found a lump. My husband and I were trying to have a baby, and he said, are you aware of this? And I said, no. We did a lumpectomy. By 30, I was having a mastectomy. Everything came back. Luckily the first round was precancerous benign. The second, it was covering a pretty large area, so we did the mastectomy. But I had competed when I was younger and took a break. I didn't even know there was married pageants. I didn't even know there was pageants for married women. So I had, a director reach out to me and I became Mrs. Indianapolis. I competed and won that. And, from there, I worked with so many different organizations and I was trying to find, what was my fit? Where was I going with this? I was working with so many different organizations, American Cancer Society and Komen and all these things. And I was like, you know what? I need to do my own. And I kind of like I teetered on everything. And then by the time I was ready to compete for US American Miss, I was like, this is it, Crown Beyond Cancer. I started working with Phil's Friends, which is a huge organization that I am just so passionate about. We send care packages to people that have cancer. It doesn't have to be breast cancer. It can be any cancer, kids to, whatever age. You can nominate people. There's ways to do it. But I go every Tuesday and volunteer with them. And Crown Beyond Cancer has grown with them immensely. As far as, that's the cancer behind that, like having the word cancer behind that. But still, like I said, it is beyond, the crown on my head. And that's how it was formed. Crown Beyond Cancer.
Excellent. And congratulations. I assume that you are now cancer-free.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please describe the why you're so passionate for using your voice and crown within the glamour lifestyle industry.
I am a hairstylist and I see so many women, young women, older women, sitting in my chair and, they're looking at me and they're just like, you do pageants, especially living in Northwest Indiana. Pageantry there was like, that's a Southern thing. And I'm like, I lived in Kokomo, which is down by not far from Indy. So it's not, I just feel like the region is kind of like pageants are a little foreign to them. So when they sit in my chair and I can just talk about, the experiences I've had, the organizations I'm working with, meeting people, meeting you, there's so many different things in this and your voice, it just goes so much further. Pageantry it's unlike anything I've ever done in my life. I did cheerleading, I did all these things, and I've always been a part of things, but pageantry is, as my coach says, it's a sport. And when you find your sport that you are passionate about, it doesn't matter your age that you can keep going with it as long as you want to.
Excellent. I agree and concur. You stated that your fight is others' inspiration. Can you explain that?
Like beyond what I had, there's more with the story that goes a little more in depth. My fight was a lot longer. I developed sepsis. I had an infection. And, from there, like I healed from that. But my fight also continued it affected my body. And I ended up having a hysterectomy. We were not able to have children. And so when women come in, and they're looking at me and they're like, I'm going through, they're telling me their things they're going through. And it gives me that voice to, tell them, reach out to your doctor, be an advocate for your own health. So I feel like that in itself, my voice is so much more, like being able to talk to them and maybe giving them a voice that they didn't know they could have, being told by doctors and stuff like, this is it, you can be an advocate for yourself. So I feel like it's that.
So from a first person standpoint, it allows you to be a little bit more empathetic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Aside from the title, what does a U.S. American Miss system mean to you?
First and foremost, it means family. We are one big family, and finding others who are so passionate about being themselves, being, what the community needs. And it's like a family that it's like one you weren't looking for, but you found. So you find your people, you find, others who are passionate like you. And US American Miss has changed my life drastically, just more connections that I've made with people and just finding my people like that love what I love.
Well, how has it changed your life?
Oh, I feel like there's so many things. I mean, not only the people I'm meeting, like I am, I think I don't know if it's released to the public, but we are each getting a modeling contract. We've traveled, we've like working with Phil's friends, on my platform stuff, like they're looking at me going, oh my gosh, there's this beauty queen coming in here. And, they're like, this is amazing. And I'm like, I'm just me, but I feel like, beyond like the prize package and things we got like that, like my life, as far as like being able to talk to other organizations besides Phil's friends and doing things like that, it's going to keep going. Like my life is forever changed by just being a part of the sisterhood.
Tell me about the national platform, which is Crown Cares.
Yes, absolutely. Crown Cares, it is an anti-bullying campaign and platform, that Deb Landry is doing herself. Same thing, being a hairstylist, I have many kids sit in my chair, and you would not believe the amount like of kids that sit there and they tell me things that are going on in their schools, and like they feel like they don't have a voice or they don't know who to turn to. And I have been able to speak on this, and I've even like connected them through the website of the Crown Cares, so that if they ever want to look at it or print some stuff off for their teacher, everything is printable, that they can give that to them and distribute it in their schools. I've talked to some girls that are up and coming pageant girls, and I'm like, if you do not have a platform, we could possibly work together and get you connected with Crown Cares. And I know like they've brought up things in their schools, like I said, that this would fit their narrative, or their what they're trying to do. And I'm like, this could be your platform. So Crown Cares is much needed right now. We have a lot going on. I feel like the world has went through a lot, and we're at the highest amount of teens and depression and things that is going on, that Crown Cares it can spread everywhere. I just feel like we have to get it out there, talk about it. That's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people are nervous to talk about these things, especially the teens that come in, that I encounter. So Crown Cares is a very, very amazing, amazing platform that even after this crown is off my head, and I'm going to be a voice for this and continue and connect people.
Good. How can someone learn more about U.S. American Miss and the Infinite Eight?
They can. We all have our own Instagram handles. Mine is U.S. American Elite Ms. We have Facebook. We have Instagram. You can reach out to any of us queens. We are all very personable. We'll talk to you. Kim and Courtney Dornheim are directors, and they always are open to answering questions too. So if anybody has any questions on that, there's always social media. I'm pretty open. Girls that are up and coming pageant girls, I'll give my cell phone. They can text me. We can talk on the phone. If they don't want to talk through, social media platform, I'll call them and chat with them too.
Is there anything else you would like to discuss?
I just want to say, I just hope that, I don't want to say I hope. I know that I've inspired many with my journey. I post inspirational posts every day, hoping that continues to inspire people. But I just want a lot of the women to know, especially married women, that you are never too old. That everybody can get a platform. There's something in your life that you can stand and speak on. Pageantry is a sisterhood. It is one that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And like I said, if anybody thinks you're too old to do this, you are not. So I encourage everybody to get involved in pageantry or look it up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. Anybody who is in pageant world, I'm sure you can answer questions too. I'm sure you've been around for, to understand it.
It's a wonderful industry. Really, I've been in it my whole life, and it's been a pleasure meeting, women like yourselves. It's amazing the growth of the industry, the positive aspect, and the positive influence it has on so many of the young women and sometimes men of today. So I do appreciate your calling in and sharing your story with us and that of U.S. American Miss.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for having me. I am honored and always honored to share my story, honored to talk with you. So yes, thank you again.
I do look forward to seeing you at the national finals. Again, thank you for your time. Congratulations on all that you've accomplished, on your success through your health challenges, and for keeping a positive attitude and having a wonderful influence of those around you.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for having me.
And today's very special guest has been U.S. American Elite Ms. Heather Almager. Heather, thank you so much for calling in today.
Absolutely. Thank you.